and I will be talking about Longhorse in this video. So let's begin. Created by horror artist Trevor Henderson back in the 24th of August 2018, Longhorse is a creature that looks like a horse skull without the bottom jaw attached to it, has an infinitely long neck made of bone, and bits of black hair coming down from the skull and neck. Longhorse is said to be around since ancient times, and has been a long protector of humanity, as stated in my last video also, an enemy of Siren Head, and have fought in battles, etc. Longhorse's first time surfacing on the internet was a picture made by Trevor with a user describing the creature has been in their dreams, again suggesting that they have encountered this creature before in their dreams. And Longhorse is said to smell of cinnamon and is often described as creating cracking sounds with an infinitely long neck. That is why I think that it personally chooses to adopt the face of a skull, because when we look at a skull we often associate it with death and danger. You also would see signs with a skull on in places like minefields as well. You know, that's why we have them, because skulls often, as a human instinct, we usually associate them with danger. So maybe Longhorse knows that, and that is why it chooses to do so, because it is what its primary objective: warn humans. Longhorse warns humans of death and danger as if he cares for humans. I'm not sure why he does though. Like I said, it makes Longhorse more mysterious in that way, and I personally find monsters who choose to save humans rather than not to kill them is a lot more interesting in that way. So I'll give props to Trevor for that. The reason why I prefer monsters that just choose to save humans more than that is just because it honestly comes across as a really interesting motive. We don't know why they save us, but they do. And I guess Longhorse being able to see in the future perhaps sees faith in humanity. Something, just something, you know, that we have a purpose for. Maybe. Who knows? Or maybe it's just compassion. We won't know, and that's why, again, monsters that choose to save humans are often a lot more interesting. Now let's dive into its ability, shall we? One thing I should mention, by the way, is apparently Longhorse has a very curious nature, and supposedly likes, although does not need, offerings such as apples or affection. Now let's dive into its many abilities, shall we? Seeing into the future, Longhorse can predict disasters before they happen, which is why it is able to warn us of such events to begin with. That is why it knows what this being knows things before they happen. How else would it warn us without that ability? Teleportation. Longhorse supposedly can teleport and be just about anywhere at any time. This is probably what helps him get to people who are in danger at the time before the disaster happens. But the problem with that is that in today's times we have billions of humans all over the globe, so I imagine it must be very upsetting for Longhorse to accept that as time gone on, more and more humans came about. Longhorse just cannot simply really save all of us. It's very interesting to think, really, because if Longhorse has been around since ancient times, humanity's population has drastically been smaller since then, made his job probably a lot more easier. Which is ironic because those humans must have lived to make more humans, which is inevitably what created the problem for Longhorse. Very interesting to think about, honestly. Defying gravity, yeah, we know about that. It has an infinitely long neck. It can go just about anywhere, in any room, any place, even in your house. Now, another ability is dream entering. Longhorse can enter people's dreams, as stated in the picture by Trevor Henderson. As I have a quick theory, perhaps, that it is some form of telepathy. Maybe it can create telepathic connections to those who are asleep. Who knows? Many people speculate that Longhorse is an angel sent out by God. I agree to that theory to some extent, but I also think that there could be more to it than that. Perhaps it is an alien with an infinitely long neck, and that neck is perhaps connected to a planet. But then again, if that was the case, then you would probably see the neck, so coming out from space with satellite pictures. But you know, it's That's the thing, see, because if it's infinite, it's probably coming from somewhere like a portal. But that's my theory. Now let's talk about the story that came with it on the wiki, shall we? There are two up on the Heroes Wiki. A link down in the description for you to check out on my sources. I had that dream again about that horse on the stairs. End. There is a longer one though, so we shall read through that one, shall we? Every night, it curved into its dreams, folding into view from around impossible corners, one gaping socket always on him, and silently glided through. He thought putting some distance between the thing he'd found in the attic and himself might help, but no. It met him on the road. And end. As stated before, I should mention that the long horse has an enemy, which is Siren Head, another Trevor Henderson monster, which you are probably mostly aware of. Now, before I head off, I suggest what I say. We take what I said into consideration. If you see long horse, leave, or perhaps try and communicate and see if it will tell you the problem more specifically. I doubt it would, but it will probably try and hint. This could help you help other people, makes his job a lot easier. You know, once you have one person out, helps many out. So yeah, just be kind and good night.